everybody, it's Maria Wills from Spotlight Tuesdays, the TV show. I'm so excited about our new show, and I'm so excited about our new Spotlight guest, Katy Shatter. We're going to have an amazing show today. I'm so excited to have you. You're so beautiful and so talented. You guys have no idea. We're going to let her sing a little bit for us. But I wanted to ask you, what is it like? You're originally from
London.
And you are a vocalist. Let's get the bio out really quick. Vocalist, songwriter, pianist. What else you do?
Like to play the harmonica in my spare time and the drums and the guitar, but I'm not that good at all the notes. But mainly the piano and singing and writing is my
Okay, so if she says she's not that good at it, that means that she's way better than us. Because when I tell you she is so talented. All right, so you do a lot. How did you get into music?
I grew up in a really musical family. So my mum was a classical pianist. My dad just plays jazz by ear. My older brother is a guitarist. So I kind of was, since a baby, was just brought up with music in the house, which I'm so blessed and grateful for. But nobody in my family does it as a career, so everyone just does it as a hobby.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was about 3, and that's when I started to play the piano and sing. And I remember singing at the same time as playing. I never just played, I was always, and I saw a TV clip when I was about 3 or 4 of Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. It's like a documentary.
Yeah.
And I said to my mum and dad, I was like, that's what I want to be. Yeah.
Wow.
And they were like the first 2 inspirations. Then I wanted to be Judy Garland.
Wow.
So I had all these kind of, from a really young age.
You saw yourself in other amazing artists.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, and I feel like it kind of clicks. When God puts it in you, it's kind of like you know.
You just know. There's nothing else I could. Ever since I was a little girl, there is nothing else I could ever imagine myself doing. Like,
that is so awesome.
It just felt right,
Yeah.
And I remember being a little girl, and I used to do these like imaginary concerts in my where the piano, like the room where the piano was. And I used to just pretend like everyone was sitting in the room, like Frank Sinatra, like Elvis, and everyone was watching me, and I'd come in and put on a big show for everyone and sit and play. I just knew it was what I wanted to do for like
and
my whole life.
she's so good at it. So good at it. Awesome. So you started in London. That's great to know that those type of inspirations were from the US influenced you over there.
It's crazy. I think my dad is a real big jazz lover. So my dad brought me up on pretty much strictly jazz. And so I kind of grew up listening to all Billy and Ella and all the incredible singers. So American music was definitely really sort of popular in my household. The area I'm from, probably not at all. Like it's kind of I'm heavy into soul and R&B and jazz,
and it shows.
Yeah,
it shows in your voice, your tone, your style of music. It so shows.
I think that just comes from purely my mum and dad playing me so much of that music and older music from a little girl. It's kind of I'm like a sponge, and that's what feels so natural to me. So so I've just been playing and singing sort of my whole life. But I went to like a regular school, and I didn't go to a specialist music school or anything. And even then, I still knew that's what I wanted
what
to
you
do.
want to do. Oh man, and it shows. I cannot emphasize that anymore. I just love you so much, and I love your voice so much, and your talent. So, what brought you to America?
So I've had quite a bit of a backwards career, really, where I was 18, 19 when I kind of got my first sort of break into the industry, and I did a TV show, a reality show that was filmed in Houston.
Really?
Yeah, and 8 of us got picked in England by the country, like it was national auditions. And it was like an urban music TV show, and it was a boot camp into how to make it in the industry.
Oh wow!
And Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, was doing the boot camp.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I interviewed him.
No way!
Last year, I interviewed him last year. Met him on I did the African American Music Festival. He actually was a featured guest there and everything.
Oh my God!
That's
I know
he
does a lot of like speaker events.
Yes,
every now
and he has the book. He has the book out, and so at that time he was pushing his book.
Small world.
Small world.
Such a small world. So yes, I was one of the 8 that got picked. So we went over to Houston, filmed this reality show for a month with Matthew, and it was his boot camp he wanted to find like the next star to sign from England, from Europe. So we got put under all these different tasks, like working with different people, doing sort of songwriting sessions. And I never had any experience in the industry before this. I played and sung my whole life, but I'd never went out on the gigging circuit or did any of that. I just kind of went from school straight to this.
Wow.
And then I won the show, which was amazing. So,
what?
Yeah.
Wow.
So so that was
your introduction
to
America.
Yeah, exactly. So then
and she won.
Yeah.
I told you she was good.
Oh. And then so I went back to England, and the next few years were just like a whirlwind. I then got my first record deal with Sony. Matthew signed me as his artist. And then part of the prize of winning the show was to support Beyonce on her UK tour, because I was from the UK.
Yeah.
So I got that opportunity. So I did 8 or 9 dates with her in England.
Oh my goodness.
And I'd just gone, the only gigs I'd ever done before that were in school, like on school shows, and then suddenly I went straight to arenas. So it's been backwards. It's been so I did that, and then after like a few weeks after the tour was over, I then get a call from the family to say that Beyonce loved having me on the tour, and she wanted to bring me out to America and Canada and do the rest of the American leg. So they could put me on the next available flight. I had like 4 hours to pack, and then I did the American and Canadian tour.
Oh my goodness.
And I did it with Robin Thicke, so it was incredible.
If you would have knew me, you should have called me.
Oh girl, I would
have me in the daggone stadium. I would have toured with you and been your personal entourage, okay? I would have covered it. You would have had interviews.
Yeah, I know, that would be perfect.
It's going to happen though.
It is.
It's going to happen.
It is, yeah.
And I feel like, God doesn't make mistakes in how we were introduced and just that connection. This spirit of this girl, you are so amazing to me. And I say that to you, but I truly mean it. I feel like some people have this, you can see God in them. You can see like that goodness, that good person, that genuine, and that's you. And I just love being around you.
Oh.
And I think that you are going to be so big. So big, I know it. So I just can't wait. And she's my friend.
Yeah, the feeling's mutual.
Yeah.
I love you.
She's my friend.
Give me shivers. Thank you.
Okay, so what suggestions would you give to, because there's a lot of American artists that go overseas and a lot of people where you're from who come over here, what suggestions would you give? Because your way in was kind of different. I mean, that was a unique.
It was, it was so rare and unique. And then, and I went back to England for a while after everything happened, and then I came out of my record deal, and I suddenly found I'd done this incredible tour and been living the life for a few years, to then not having the deal, and it didn't really work out. But then I got spotted by my now manager, who works for Universal out here, and him and his girlfriend moved me out here and saw something in me that they believed in, and got me out here, and they were just like, look, we want you to start out here. Like, Atlanta's a great music scene, and a lot of British artists, they're coming over here and they're making such a wave, and it's I think for British artists to crack America is always the big dream. You know what I mean? But it's hard. America's huge. The difference I've found with the industries, coming from that sort of experience to being over here, I think the record industry, it's smaller over there because obviously it's a smaller country, but I think it's sometimes in a way it's a bit harder. I don't feel like they're willing to take risks as much as people over here do. That's just been my experience so far. I feel like over here there's a lot more risk takers within sort of the business, and if they see something, like my manager didn't even know anything about me, just heard me sing and was like, I've got to get you out. Yeah, and he got like a sign from God, and he was like, God's given me a call in and I have to get you out here. I don't know how it's going to work.
Awesome.
And I just came over here with like a rucksack and my suitcase and just didn't know what was going to happen. So that's the difference there. Whereas when I was with Sony, I had an incredible time with them, but the project was being shelved a bit, and people sit on things a bit longer. So,
it's like, I'm not sure if this is a good time. Ooh, maybe, And that's awesome. But everything happens for a reason, I believe. I believe that, your experience that you've had, and I mean, at such a young age and so quickly within your career, has built something in you for what's to come.
And my mum says the same thing. My mum always says that whole experience, and because it's never easy. The industry, we all know it's tough to crack, and it's obviously about talent and hard work and persistence, but you do need a bit of luck on your side, and the stars need to be sort of in the right place. But my mum always says this whole experience is like an apprenticeship to what's about to come. So, and I kind of feel that in myself, like going from doing such a big worldwide tour and getting a glimpse into into what can happen if you really make it, to then having to come back and doing shows in front of just 20 people like that, and start over. It grounds you, and it makes it. I could have either gone the other way where it could have put me off, and I thought, oh, it's too hard to get into. But it didn't. It made me even more hungry and driven for it. Like, I need to
get back to
that.
I've seen it,
exactly.
I've tasted it, so it's mine.
And you become a bit more thick-skinned as well. The more experiences you go through, you become a bit more resilient to it and thick-skinned. That, you know, it is a business at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And as a musician, I think sometimes we get so lost and caught up in it's just about the music, but you have to be thick-skinned and a bit business savvy as well.
Exactly. If you really want to navigate through it, because there's so many talented people, so you have to be able to provide other things. Exactly. You have to be able to and make decisions for every career path is not the same. I feel like everyone has their individual way that it's going to work. You just have to know it, believe it, and execute. Just do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do it. Just go for it, and opportunities present themselves.
Exactly.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so we gotta ask, as we ask all of our guests, tell us a secret.
Any secret?
Tell me a secret.
Oh God.
You gotta be a good one. Don't be corny with it.
This is so hard. I don't think this is so bad. I don't think I have any secrets.
Not any secret?
No, and that's my biggest problem because
You're too vocal.
Yeah, I'm too.
That's an artist for you. So her secret is
all my secrets are in my songs.
Yeah, there you go. So she writes it out, and I'm a witness to it. I have heard her last written or recorded. I'm not sure if you recorded after or something like. Ooh, it is such a hit. Can't wait for you guys. I don't know what she's gonna do with it. But wait till you hear it. It's awesome. Okay, so where can everybody find you, reach you?
So I'm on all the social media platforms, so Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. I'm Katy Shotter, so it's Katy and then Shotter SHOTTER. I'm also on YouTube. I have music on SoundCloud and iTunes as well. So if you just type in my name to anything online, things will come up.
Awesome. And you will also be able to get in touch with Katy on my website, IamMariaWills.com. And she's also we're gonna have her information on Spotlight TV's YouTube. So make sure, Spotlight Tuesday YouTube. So make sure you check that out. And lastly, what advice would you give people who are trying to do what you do?
I think people always say this, but believing in yourself is probably the biggest thing. I think it's so hard to get, like I was saying earlier, to get lost in this industry, and there's going to be a lot of people that one day they believe in you, the next they don't because something else is coming on the scene. And the only person, if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to really get anywhere. So you need to just be persistent, and if you have a dream and a passion for it, you have to. Life is too short and I've had many times where I've like doubted my ability and what I'm about, and in the moment I start believing, things start happening again. So yeah, believe in yourself.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you tune in next week. Spotlight Tuesday.